Hello and what is up YouTube? We are back with another WildRift video, and here we have an Irelia gameplay. And in this video I'm going to show you what Irelia can do and even multiple roles. What's quite interesting is the layout on this champion. Take a good look at the bottom right. This looks so peculiar, no? And for now we're going to see laning Irelia, but later in the video we are going to take a look at the jungle Irelia. So here we're going to see an Irelia into a Malphite matchup, which is very boring to play, but you see the big damage the Irelia is putting out to the Malphite. But yeah, 8 ping, also a beautiful sight to see. Whenever you see a low ping, you're like, oh my god, this feels so smooth to play. But how in the world is he able to play with this setup? A few things about Irelia is hiding your third ability out of sight and then going in for a lovely play. Maybe he does it right here. And if he's close enough, he just goes for a quick little play onto the Malphite. He gets exhausted, but just goes back for a quick trade, getting the Conqueror proc, but he doesn't have his passive fully procced yet. Ooh, he goes out of vision to then just go after the Malphite through a minion, using it as a proxy target. And the jungle doesn't even steal the kill. It's a wrap now. The Irelia is getting really fat in the early game, and the wave clear is just immense. He'll probably stay for one plating here, quickly yoinking it, and oh no, wait, he can just one-tap the wave because it's Irelia. Yeah. He really just instantly kills the wave without any problem, and if he has 4 stacks, the Malphite needs to be really careful. Yeah, take a good look. The magic damage and the level up is so scary, and if the enemy jungle isn't around, the Malphite just can't come. He just can't even go any closer, because if he does, he just instantly dies, and he just jumps on top, presses the ultimate, doesn't have his first ability available, it doesn't even matter, he doesn't even need to use barrier. Very cool gameplay, just very relaxed, and healing up so much. It's kind of crazy. And the Malphite got zoned by from so much EXP. Ah, the dubs that ignite. It's just over. There's nothing he can do. He just accepts death and moves on. Now, moving back into the lane, sadly we didn't see what he just purchased. I assume he went for Gluttonous Creeps and potentially going towards a Sheen item. And the Malphite needs to be really careful. Nice setup by the Vi going on with the gank, setting up the beautiful CC for him to just instantly use a third ability, the Flawless Duet, right on top of the Malphite who couldn't move anymore. And again, this wave will be pushed in instantly, and then the Irelia will look to deny the enemy top laner once again. And we just saw it's a Gluttonous Creeps into Sheen purchase, and now the enemy jungle is up here. The Fizz can't really just use his ultimate as long as the Irelia has a second ability, and yeah, there's a slight little incident. And it's so interesting to see that his second ability is actually on the left-hand side of the screen. It's such a weird layout. I really can't, like, it's so weird to me. He even kept his stacks by dashing onto the Malphite and not giving a single damn, making sure to have even more damage for a quick trade. Here again, making sure to maintain the stacks by dashing onto a minion, because he doesn't have that high of a cooldown on his first ability. Now he loses his stacks, but he's still playing around this. If the Malphite does a mistake, he can just instantly kill him, and the Malphite has to ult away. He has to just pay close attention to the enemy jungle, and now he just go for platings again, because the Malphite can't really do anything. He's trying to bait the Malphite into a fight outside of the turret. He's just... He lives! He's allowed to do this! Are you serious? Like, he's trying to bait the Malphite into going for this play, and he just kills this guy. He just kills him. How is this allowed? Little bro just tanked so much, walked out the tower, and just instantly killed that guy. Huh? Irelia, is that okay? And again, if you want more of these gameplays, please check out both the links in the description below, because you see all of this amazing gameplay so frequently there. And again, here is a brief reset towards the mid lane, simply because it was so powerful, in a sense that there was nothing to do on the normal lane he was in, so you can go to mid lane for a play, since he has the tempo advantage over the Malphite, and gold on the Malphite right now doesn't really matter anymore. He wants to deny this Herald from the enemy, and then snowball even harder. He doesn't even have to use it on his lane, because the tower is already close to dying. He really has to get it though, because if he loses this to his jungler, it will be a major loss for him, because he just dropped a lot of minions for this. And yeah, the Malphite is now being busy in his own jungle up there. We briefly saw him. And I really hope we don't see a Herald spawn here, because that would be very detrimental for the gameplay. You can even walk through the tower and just zone the Malphite again. The Malphite doesn't get to play. He is really just... There's just... Oh my god, the Malphite! Oh no. So, Malphite tried to ult, but Irelia always places herself behind the enemy if she casts her first ability. Which means, if you want to actually hit her, most of the time, because the dash speed of Irelia is so fast, you have to aim behind you. Or you just wait. But if you just autocast, you will miss. Ooh, use his second ability. If the Fizz actually comes around, there might be a situation in which he would die. Okay, he's paying close attention to the wall to see a fish flying, and now it's very likely to see him walk mid lane, I assume, because in mid lane he can place down the Herald for some extra gold. It's just 1 minute left, and he really wants the extra gold. You don't want to waste Herald for a non-plating objective. Technically speaking, he could use the Herald for this lane, but it's really not an optimal play. And again, the Malphite slightly overextends, has to flash instantly because he uses the minions as a proxy to get closer to them. Roughly 40 seconds left before it dissipates. He gets turret aggro again, takes another big shot onto. And he's just playing around with this Malphite. It's just not enough damage from the Malphite and the tower. The Gluttonous Grease and the overall sustain are just too powerful. He's just instantly full life again. He just doesn't care. The magic damage and physical damage at the same time. Oh no, the BM. Oh no. It's a tragedy. Oh no. The saddest part right now, I think... he's still BMing. Come on now. The sad part is, he lost the entire value of Rift Herald. That didn't hit. Go on, that scam. Ooh, nice dodge. Yeah, very nice It's so smooth and so fast. It looks so satisfying to see good Irelia play. This champion is so strong if you're mechanically very competent and very decisive in the decision-making department. Because it requires you to make instantaneous decisions, also play with foresight, because you need to take a look at the minion's HP bar and be aware of what you can do inside of a wave. Also, using your first ability as an auto-attack reset, which it is very, very helpful. Also using the double stun technique to just make jungling a little bit easier, pulling the blue buff towards the Gromp to deal the AoE splash damage onto the Gromp. It's just something you only do or know when you play jungle a few times. And he's making sure to get the maximum gold possible, stacking up everything. The Ezreal can't even shift away. The exhaust button comes out and he just instantly leaves the fizzes below. And will the fish connect? The fish doesn't connect. And it's now time to turn again. He's waiting. He will turn. And he still has Herald in his inventory. It will be auto-placed very soon. And now we see a Karma shielded Malphite. And this Herald will be an absolute waste, sadly. However, at least the enemy didn't get it. But still, you really do not want to have Herald in this type of spot. You want to use it pre-plating's fall. And therefore even snowball harder. Again, using the camera to take a quick look at what is happening outside of his normal locked screen. To be very much aware of potential plays that could be happening. Seeing the people approach, staying out of vision is a key thing for Baron laners. You really do not want to be caught slacking. You rather want to be slightly out of vision range to then punish the enemy once you see the opportunity. Because if you just overextend by pushing, you will be the one that's getting punished without your team being in a position to do anything. He's just very patient with the beautiful combo, using the minion as a proxy again to get onto the Malphite, and then placing the stun a little bit delayed to get the maximum uptime on the mark on the Malphite, to then afterwards use the low cooldown on his first ability to go onto the Malphite again. Again, we'll see a nicely placed spell, and he just instantly kills the Malphite, flashes away, and there's not even a single chance. He is so strong, and he just keeps on marching down, panning down the camera to make sure that he's aware of everything that's happening around him. spotting vital cooldowns being used, generally understanding what is happening, how much time he can spend up here. He will also try to get the stacks up as fast as possible to hit the tower down as fast as possible. It might even be the case where he just suicides for this tower or turns onto the Karma. He might get a trade kill, but it's very unlikely. The enemy has just too much damage. The barrier was used, even though it didn't really matter. And I think it would have been just better to just not use it at all. With Irelia, it's also so important to always understand that you need to use these minions as proxy targets. And even if the enemy is like 15 screens away, if there's a way, or if there's a wave, you could always use that wave to get to the minions, to get to the enemy champions. It's similar to a Yasuo. Ezreal really can't walk up, because if he walks up too close, he just gets instantly killed. Beautiful turn on the Karma. The Karma is really, really griefing by doing so, but yeah, he lives with 1 HP, goes for a quick trade, gets another kill, and gets 2 kills for his team getting Baron. Back on the Rift now with the Baron, it's a team fight situation. He can now literally mow down the enemy team. And just taking a look if enemy ultimate cooldowns are being used, and his team is already winning without him. And it's a wrap right now. This game is over. Nice stasis to avoid being knocked up, and Yasuo ulted on the spot. Throwing the ult, missing the ult, doesn't really matter. Walks after the fish and kills the fish. Do you see the sustain? It's so crazy. It's such an interesting and high damage build. And now we're actually moving over to the jungle one. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the jungle department, and here we have an interesting build with Nash's Tooth as our third item, or rather second item, which is very interesting, because the item, on paper, it looks very weird in a sense that Blade of the Rune King is normally the go-to choice, because it really synergizes with Irelia. For the Nash's Tooth, though, it really allows you to gain another source of damage, of having more magic damage, and the cooldown reduction is really cool to have. For the jungle, you really want to just spam your first ability if you start on blue side, because you just want to you just want to have the auto attack reset. Only a little bit later, when it comes to the multi-cams, like bigger cams, you can use your first ability to get the reset, and he will get the reset. And now he will just get more stacks. With the more stacks, he's now able to have an easier time clearing the jungle cams. Sadly though, it doesn't have the bonus effect on jungle cams. It would be so broken if this thing still dealt bonus damage to jungle cams that Irelia would probably be pick or ban again in the jungle role, because it was her best role, because she was not able to be punished, and she just walks off the jungle and she just one-taps you. And now I'm very curious if he manages to keep the stacks going from one camp to another here. Yeah, he didn't use Q to execute the camp, because Q would put him behind the camp, and he wants to get the restart. Well, he wants to maintain the stacks, so he doesn't do so. He will probably E over the wall here. Yep, he does go for a beautiful clear. Does this. Nice, very nice jungle camp chaining. Something you see way too little on other servers than the Chinese server. Because here the one-tricks or players really try to be efficient, because it's something that's very, very important. Clearing your jungle efficiently is one of the most broken things for a jungle department, and here he also put 2 points into the first ability on the normal clear, and he wants to just be very much careful about the enemy jungle, because he saw them on the crab and he just wants to be ready to counter gank. He doesn't want to reveal himself, he just wants to be slowly and then react. Okay, he gets a beautiful reset. He doesn't hit the stun, but the Yone goes in with the ult. He probably has to flash away. Ooh, he survives with the power of his second ability, but now the enemy jungle is here, and he just, yeah, quick little trade. And now the Vladimir comes in. Ooh, he hits the ult. It's probably a kill angle here. The Vladimir can just pull, yeah. Ooh, he gets an execute. It's a tragedy. It's an absolute travesty. Really, it is. And for junglers, there's one rune which is basically unmatched. It's overgrowth for your role. Since you have so many multi-camps, you have wolves, you have chickens, and you have crocs, all of them provide you with extra HP, making your champion so much tankier. And when it comes to being proactive on the map, it's just very powerful to just see what's happening and approaching the play from an angle where the enemy doesn't see where you're coming from. And then it's just about being slightly patient, and with the patience, for example, in this brush, he waits to attack this guy. Oh, the best play would have been to just wait for the pool to come out and then use his third ability. I think he just a little like panicked or thought maybe that the Vladimir used pool. But it would have been the perfect play if he actually managed to do this. But still, it's not going to end up with a kill because the Vladimir gets too far away with pool. But yeah, still. It was also so interesting to see in the past how strong Irelia was as a jungle. I'm really sad they actually nerfed this and made her so much weaker compared to before. But if you think about Irelia as a champion, when you play her in lane or generally, like just auto attack, Q auto attack, procs Kraken, and adds so much damage. And since you're running Gluttonous Greaves, the Stru damage is also healing you. So you have 3 different types of damage that is effectively healing you, giving you so much combat power. And the only thing that you need to be careful of, or mindful of, is not getting one-tapped. And if you understand how to use your second ability, because it cannot be interrupted, if you keep on just having it tabbed, it won't be interrupted and you have 50% damage mitigation the entirety of the duration of the channel. Even if an Alistair knocks you up, even if you get thrown to Narnia, it doesn't matter. It's a big chunk of extra damage reduction. Also, did you see they have the new Supreme Cells Darius skin? Because the Chinese client already has all of these skins. Preparing the Herald here. But he can't walk alone, like, right? He had to wait for his teammates to appear, because if he goes alone, he might get one-tapped. And this will be an absolute war. The enemy, the Vayne is still farming, and there's an absolute fiesta gonna happen up here. If this goes down, yeah, this is going to be so massive. He got hit so many people with the stacks on his first ability, and he's just dashing, he's using the auto-attack reset. The Xin Zhao needs to be very careful, and the Triumph heals him up, and now he heals up off the wave. Look at the healing from the wave, and now the Herald is being... It's being killed, it was killed, and he's back now. He just goes in for more and more and more. He doesn't get the kill because of the exhaust. What an absolute massacre. And you want to know the funny thing? Singed actually got the Herald. So they just wiped the entire enemy team in a 5v5 brawl at Herald, while also getting the Herald. That is such a major gold swing, and this is one of the many things I always tell people about. Even if you lose the objective, it's not the worst. It's terrible if you all die for it. And well, they just did, and trust me, they'll come to this dragon and they'll probably die again. They will all walk here apart from the Yone and the Darius, and they'll all get themselves killed once again. Look at the Vladimir, he just walks in there alone, not giving a damn, just walking here. It doesn't make any sense, because it's just an ocean dragon, nobody cares. You just make your life harder. You try to fight an objective after just being absolutely steamrolled. When the enemy got so much gold, that is like a one-way ticket of getting another ace or another major loss in terms of gold. The Cinch is now in position. Something that's very interesting about Cinch is that it's like an enabler pick. He just clears wave and walks around the map, and as long as he tanks the tower for his teammates, there's just no end to just dive and kill, and it's such a powerful pick if it's being utilized in that sense. But Cinch has very few good matchups in the mid lane. I mean, Vladimir is one of the better ones in the early game, because the Vladimir can't really kill you, and you have better wave clear than he does. But still, like, Vladimir has to pull. Again, I'm not necessarily agreeing with the way the stun was used, but it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. A Fed Irelia will miss every single spell and still kill you. That is the crazy part about this champion, but this champion as a sole carry is not really that good, because you need at least one frontliner to make time for you. Because if you just jump in and the enemy has any type of crowd control, and they happen to cancel your first ability, then you're in for a very bad time. Because it being on cooldown while you're inside of the enemy team for 3 to 4 seconds with it being on cooldown, you're just a victim. Now he gets a massive damage spike with Nash's Tooth, providing him with another 30 AD, and a big chunk of on-hit damage from Trinity Force, the boots, and Nash's. With this, he adds another 20 haste on top, and what's he going for next? The Death Stance. Kind of interesting, given the enemy team composition. But if the Kai'Sa actually goes for the lethality approach in the early game, then it's a very good choice. Xin Zhao flashes over the wall, they all just flash over, and they really force this play. It's a really heavily forced play that if anyone is around, like if the Irelia is around, it's just an instant death. And the Lulu even gets an assist by shielding. Oh no. What's up with all the BM today? All the Irelia players just BMing you like, hey, what's up, brother? You're about to die. And as it says on the screen, please subscribe to that channel, because this gameplay is beautiful. And with that, we're at the end of this video right now. If you like this video, me commenting about this, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment to boost the algorithm, and please check out the description below, because this type of gameplay is insane. And this was in Legendary queue, by the way. It wasn't even normal ranked. So please, give this channel some more love, or these two channels in the description below, because they're really, really worth it. And we'll see each other for another video very soon.